Hey guys, hey everyone. So part of our ongoing development series, we've got some really wonderful questions again this week. Let me read you the questions. Hi Shane, I live in Canada and I came across your website tonight, and I have a question regarding seeing a cobalt blue mass when I was in bed. I'm wondering if you have ever seen that yourself or you've heard others that may have experienced it. It was a flash of blue about 3 by 3 feet with white around the outer edges. That was so bright. It illuminated half the room with an electrical blue point flash near the ceiling, making a popping sound. 2 minutes later, we saw a white light streak across the room in a straight line. Then we saw flashes of white silver sparkle 4 times rest of the night into the morning. I'm wondering if you know what this might be from a spiritual perspective. We both have had many psychic experiences that started when we were both very young. Any insight would be greatly appreciated, Lisa. So first and foremost, okay, so I have lots of kind of information, lots of questions that get sent to me. But one of the things I kind of do is I sit with it. I read it, I digest it over a few days, I reread it, I digest it some more, and I read it again. And what I'm doing is I'm running it through a filter. And I realize this over a period of time, that what I'm doing is I'm running it through a subconscious filter, and I'm kind of checking in about that experience. Is that experience real? Is it spiritual? Is it scientific? Importantly, is it authentic? Is it real? Okay. And absolutely, you can kind of feel the emotion within the email. You can feel the emotion within the question, which is of awe, of shock. What the hell have I just experienced? And I love that. There's a rawness to that. Now, I believe that what you've experienced is an orb. And I find orbs really fascinating for many reasons. Over the years, especially going back when I spent some time working alongside a paranormal investigation, on a few charity events that I've done where there's some paranormal investigation happening, creating an experience, and also working alongside some of the people that I've worked with over the years. Is those things have kind of shown up, and I've got a memory of a photograph being taken of a gentleman walking up a pathway next to an old abandoned building, and he's walking up this pathway and there's a gentleman beside him, and there's this huge kind of mist just lingering around him, but the gentleman beside him, it was very, very clear. There's many times where orbs have been captured on footage, on video footage, on photo footage. What's been really interesting about that is that it's been nighttime, so it kind of gives me the sense that it's not a fracture of light. It's not light bouncing off the camera. It's not sunlight coming in and then kind of creating the fracture of light. This is at night, and some of these orbs are very, very clear, so they're kind of white, and then they've got these kind of blue veins running through them. So it makes you think, well, it can't be light reflecting back. There's something going on about them, and I found them fascinating in many ways. There's this part of me that is quite skeptical about the amount or people turning them into, when it can be just kind of fracture of light, or we have to be careful. every kind of orb you see, is it an orb or is it light bouncing around? It's a bit like that whole idea of finding a feather on the doorstep. Is that a sign of spirit, or is it that a pigeon's flown? I was going to say walked past. A pigeon's flown past. We have to kind of check in to the experience. But when I kind of read this from Lisa in Canada, I know there's a real experience. Now, the conversations that I've had with the innate would lead us to say, it is them at times showing up. It is them showing themselves to us. Quite often I kind of get a sense that they are higher vibrational energies, higher vibrational beings, if you like, that are showing themselves. Over time, there's been a sense of electrical kind of items that have been switched on, switched off. I've got an experience going back a long time ago where a dear friend of mine had passed, and he hadn't been gone all that long. And I had this is time of CDs, so I had a CD player downstairs that had a disc changer, so it had many discs in there, and you could kind of rotate which one you wanted to play, so you could keep them loaded in there. And it was switched off, and in the middle of the night it come on, and it was a cause track, and the lyrics within the track were "while you're sleeping." While you're sleeping was just stuck on a loop. While you're sleeping, and I just thought, oh my gosh! And I could feel almost a sense of a presence in the stairway downstairs. Those of you that know some of my previous videos, I talk about why they appear in those places, but a stairway downstairs, and I could sense it was him. But what really also brought quite a strong validation, or kind of strong association, is he really liked the cause. He loved the cause, he loved the girls, really. And it kind of really kind of cemented that, and it makes you kind of question, how is that possible? So, kind of seeing those kind of, orbs, they're just pure energy, they're absolute pure energy. And, the innate often say to me, it's the physical manifestation of that pure energy. Sometimes people literally, and I have done within my years, literally see someone. The other way that shows up is it shows up as an orb. Now, colours within orbs I find fascinating. My experience where I felt high vibrational energy, and I don't say this lightly, I really don't say this lightly, has always been blue to me. That deep kind of turquoise blue. There's a lightness to that color. That color brings a feeling, it brings an emotion, and one of the emotions and feelings it brings is grace, lightness, lighter than light, a grace and a peace. So that would almost tell me that there's high vibrational beings around you, Lisa. Okay. Try to kind of tune in, try to feel, try to sense what they're wanting to tell you. Who are they? What are they? What is the message? Why are they showing you this? Okay, gently just feel for that. If you've had spiritual experiences during your life and throughout your life since you were young, okay, that to me is a clue. They're teaching you. But run that by you, and you're safe to do so because you've got a foundation, you've got a background to this. It's not something that's just recently happened. It's not something that's just turned up. You've got a foundation to it. Okay. Now, you're now going to see a clip. Okay, so I'm going to share with you guys a clip of myself and my dear friend Matt, and when we was out on a piece of woodland that we have the honour and pleasure to spend time at, and me and him were having a conversation, we were having a talk, and we recorded it. It was going to be a video, it was going to be a talk that we're going to share with people. We weren't quite altogether sure what we were going to completely talk about, But watch this, because you're going to see something that is absolutely out of the ordinary, that for me really shows you how these energies can turn up. Enjoy it. Hi guys, with Matt today. We're out in the great outdoors, somewhere we love to be, and we are at a place called Lord's Wood out in Dorman's Land. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. As you can probably see, we've got a little fire in the background, which is really wonderful. And we've just cooked our lunch on the fire. We cooked some bannock and some sausages. It's just been wonderful. What a beautiful day it is to be outside, and you'll see we've got this beautiful pond here as well, and really feel that spring is coming. The land is really feeling alive today. Yeah, you can really feel. There's a bit of smoke. What is that?
That's really weird.
You see that?
Yeah, there's something around my head shape. We've just been joined.
Just like there's been a blur. I don't know if you guys can see that on the video. There's been a mist appeared around Matt's head, which is quite interesting.
Yeah. No, that's an interesting one actually. I can see the screen, and I can see that I'm kind of almost not here. You know, and be it a very tenuous link, we've been discussing what to kind of say today, and we were talking about we've both been made redundant over the course of time, and I think we've just found what we need to discuss. So we were both made redundant, and redundancy throws up lots of different issues for different people, and at times it can kind of make you feel very invisible. It's almost as though you're kind of worthless.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's about how you kind of deal with that. I mean, you know, we were discussing earlier, there's the people that will kind of take a change, and they will look at it, and they will see the opportunities within that. And there will be the other people that will look at it and think, actually, you know, the bottom's fallen out of their world. And, you know, the conversation was, how can two people kind of think so differently in one situation? You know, it was a kind of interesting debate, wasn't it?
Absolutely. I remember when I was made redundant. I was working like many of us, you know, working the Monday to Friday and living for the weekends, and there's something deep inside of me that was saying, you know, for me this can't be the way that I'm going to live for the rest of my days. You know, there's something really, really deep inside that was calling me, and I remember saying, you know, God, you know, there's got to be something else. And I can guarantee you, I remember sitting there and saying that one day, you know, having that walk to work that I'd walked many times, and thinking to myself, you know, surely there's got to be something else. I arrived at work only to find out we was all pulled into a meeting and was offered redundancy, and I was like, thank you. And I did see it as a blessing, you know. Sure, I was scared, I was kind of unsure what would that mean, because I had no plans whatsoever at that point. But there was something inside of me that said, you know what, this is a great opportunity. And I can remember leaving that meeting and was told, you know what, you know, within a month this can be done. And I was like, wow. Left that meeting, went into town, brought a map, brought a rucksack, and my plan was to head up into the Cairngorm Mountains.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. It was amazing. Now, you've done something similar but different, Matt.
Yeah, I think that, you know, that opportunity, I think you do have to look at opportunities. You know, there's always an opportunity within a negativity, and
yes,
unfortunately we're conditioned, the majority of us, to look at the negative side.
Yes.
And when I took my redundancy, I know there was lots of people that go, what are you doing? But actually there was something inside of me that said, look, you know, this is right to do, and it's about taking that leap of faith. And, you know, I went off and I've retrained, and I'm still learning, you know, 2 years on almost, and life's good.
Hope you've enjoyed that. as we always say, there's never nothing going on. You know, that's something that is very much out of the ordinary. So, you know, my question is to you, Lisa, is feel for it. Who are they? What are they? You know, I can answer that for you, and I have a sense of knowing that it's high vibrational energy, but what I'm doing by doing that, what Spirit and I are doing by doing it, is taking the experience away from you, taking the learning away from you, taking the growth away from you. What I'm really wanting to do with these development series, with these videos, is support you in your own experience, help you kind of grow. It's all about progression, and in a way initiating that level of experience and those experiences too. Okay. Hope that's kind of helped. Hope that stirred up some thought. Hope that stirred up some awareness. Okay. The clue is it's high vibrational energy, and that's not said lightly. The other thing is you're deeply empathic. There's a real gentleness to who you are, and you really, really want to nurture, caretake the environment. And the world around you. You are light of the light. There's a specialness to you, Lisa. So I'm going to leave that with you. Do let me know how you get on. Drop some comments within this video. I'll be really, really interested to see how you get on as well. And you write as well. That's the other thing I've got, is this feeling of writing, or you should be writing, okay? But this high vibrational energy is waiting for you to sit and, in a way, connect with. You've had glimpses of it. You have absolutely haven't had glimpses of it. You've had feelings also. It's showing itself within your dreams. Enjoy. Going to leave all that with you. The second question that we've got this evening is from Donna K. Okay. This is coming via, I think this is coming via YouTube, this one, but it's Donna K. I have a question, Shane. Dreams I have about my late sister always involve her knocking at the door. I feel it's a visitation. Would you say that it's possible? You know, the symbolic, metaphoric experience, you know, it's so symbolic by nature. Here I am, I'm knocking on the door. So within your dream, your sister appears, she's knocking on the dream. Knocking on the door, she's knocking on the dream, she's entering your dreams. Absolutely, it is a visitation, you know, for me, without a shadow of a doubt. You know, symbolic nature of that, I'm knocking on the door, I've arrived, I've come, I am here. You know, to me that would be absolutely a powerful visitation. And I get the impression that she's wanting to say to you that every day you do what you can. Every day that you do what you can, do not be so hard on yourself. Cut yourself some slack, and you can't always get it right with everybody all of the time. Do not be so hard on yourself. You have a good heart. You have a good, caring heart. But it's important that you look after you as well. And you need to start saying no. Okay? Lovely, strong energy coming in from her. That you've had to be stronger than strong. But she is very much there. She's very much around you. Yes, for me that would be a beautiful visitation in your dream, knocking on the door. I've arrived, I'm here, I'm making contact. Again, guys, it's a real honour and a real pleasure to kind of take your questions and work with them. It's part of our ongoing development series, Ask Shane. If you have a question that you would like to be featured within a video, then please do leave a comment. Do drop us a line. Those of you that are watching this on Facebook, as I always say, you can find a whole wealth of resources on our YouTube channel, which is, if you search Shane Gadd on YouTube, you'll find me. Those of you that wish to connect with our daily content, you can find me on Facebook, which is Spirit Meets Adventure. Links will be within this video. Once again, guys, it's a real honour and a real pleasure. And yeah, there's never nothing going on. Take care, guys. Speak soon. Bye bye.